welcome to the brand new podcast, Podcast, Dad's Point of View. Basically, this is our first episode, and it's where dads share their point of view on parenthood. So basically, myself, Louis.
Myself, T.
And we'll be doing this week in, week out with guests coming on, new fathers, old school fathers, stepfathers, you know, all the above. Basically, we're going to hit on a few topics, and the first one today is about dads being registered on the birth certificate.
Yeah.
Now, my view on this is, if a dad is not present and does not want to take responsibility, then fair enough. If a dad's being abusive and just reckless with it, fair enough. But if a dad wants to be present in the kid's life, but the mum doesn't necessarily want the half package where she wants him to be with her.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you get this a lot with you get this scenario a lot when it comes to partners, not even partners. People have relations, maybe a one night stand, end up getting the girl pregnant, but then the girl wants the man to commit to her. But if the man turns around and says, no, I don't want that commitment with you.
He just wants to be a father.
More time, the girl will do something like go to the registry office without getting the dad's name on there. And then when it comes to things like that, the bigger picture, it always, later on in life, it's a big problem. So my advice to any fathers out there, you have to make sure that your name is on that birth certificate.
Because once it's not, you ain't got no rights.
Yeah, and even when your name's on the birth certificate, it's still
the rights are minimum,
very minimum for us. Like basically court fees, you're still paying P if you're gonna take it all to the courts and stuff like that. So
and it's not cheap.
And it's definitely not cheap. So kids are not cheap as it is anyway. So even to pay for access to see your kid is mad, especially if you're a person who really wants to be a part of your child's life. So I think what I'm getting at with this is that a lot of women, or not even a lot of women, but there is a majority or a percentage of women that have been getting away with things like this for years. Like, I even know a couple of people personally. Like, it hasn't happened to me because I made sure my name is on all my kids' birth certificates, because I already knew, I was already clued up from the age of 18. Like,
you know,
you must have that. It's important. It's important. But if you don't, like I said, it is so much headache if you don't. And some you young guys out here that haven't got no kids, and you get into that situation, make sure that is one of the first priorities. Also, let her know you want to be a part of that kid's life.
100%.
Like, let that be known. Like, don't be doing it on phone calls and all this stuff, and like texts constantly. I want to be a part of my child's life. Screenshot
keep the receipts.
Keep receipts of everything. Because one thing that girl will have on you is
receipts.
Yeah.
Women are good for that.
They play chess, and man would be playing checkers, you know? So, yeah.
Keep the receipts, definitely. Yeah, a lot of women, like, I find that once they have the child, they're just going to go off and do their own thing. They don't really care if a man's there like that, especially if, you know, you've been showing that you're not involved in her. So once she sees them side of things, she would tend to just like, right, I'm going to do my own thing. And a lot of them will want to take your child and move to another location, you know, so you can't be a part of your child's life.
Yeah.
And then if you're not on the birth certificate, you trying to get rights now to see your child, it's almost a myth. It's almost impossible.
And remember as well, once you've give that girl, like, I remember growing up, this used to be the thing. Guys would say things like, when they see a girl and they think she's a 10-10, I'm going to breed her. Yeah. And girls would say things like, I'm going to get a baby so I can get a yard, get
That's
myself
what it is
sorted.
nowadays.
Yeah,
It's-
like you give a girl a child. If you're a broke man, even if your I don't even want to. Your sperm is expensive. Like it's value. It's value because you give her that. You're giving her the bag anyway. Because men, we don't get that things like, oh, once there's a child out here, we get yards and get certain benefits. Women have been getting that for yoinks, and I don't know if it's watered down now, but it was definitely a trend, like in the 90s.
It's still a trend.
Still a trend.
It's still a trend.
Yeah, you got to men as fathers, we got to make sure we secure ourselves as well.
Definitely. Start holding ourselves as a bit more value as well.
Yeah,
You know?
we're not just donors.
Definitely.
Don't just be a sperm donor still, and out to the girls out there as well. It's kind of like theft, innit? Like you're ready to use both. It take two to tango. You both had a ute now. Don't run off with the bag. Like, especially if he wants to commit, let that, because the kid, and this is another thing that I want to get across as well. The reason why it's so important to keep that father in the child's life, especially if it's a boy, and this is through experience as well myself, like, depending where you are, if desperately when you grow up in like places like London, like where we're from and all of that,
Yep.
a father being in a kid's life will help guide him and keep him away from majority of the madness that is going on out here. Like majority of these kids that are running around doing the mad thing, I guarantee if you went and checked their households, there's no father figure in that house, or not even a father figure, the dad. Because anyone could try to be a father figure, and a teenager would look at that man like, you're not my dad, you can't tell me nothing. But if your actual dad, the dad was in their lives, like, it could help save lives. Do you get me?
Dads, you know, try and be in your kid's life. You know, it's not just like it's a job. Like, really put your input in. You know, really really get yourself involved in your child's life, innit?
Yeah.
Be a part of it. Be a part of their journey. It's not just their journey, it's your journey too,
Your
you know?
journey, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like, I used to take my boy out for a drive around the hood just to show them, like, that life ain't for you. Like, man's got it good. Always got fresh crepes, money in his pocket, nice clothes, respectful. You don't need to be out here doing what these youths are doing, because majority of them, like, he grew up with, are just... Look, I would still go around that hood and still see them hanging around near betting shops and just looking for trouble in a sense. Like, and my son, like, that one there,
that life for their child.
yeah, and my one's good. That mentality where man's got his own yard now. Like,
It's all about the mindset you want to install on your child, innit?
yeah,
Like, from a young age, from they're ready to start learning, you have to start installing the right ways of thinking.
yeah,
So, you know, they can avoid all the things in life what are going to drag them towards, like, could say the dark side.
yeah,
If you want them in the light, you know, you got to show them, you know, the right ways about things. Even if you've done wrong in your life, it's even better because you know what to, you know, steer them away from. So keep that in mind. Like,
they can learn from your mistakes.
100%. You know, so you got to just stay on top of it. It's a journey, like I said. So you got to take that journey with your child. Be committed. If you put this life into the world, you know, you do everything in your power to make sure, like, they're good and they're steering in the right direction at the end of the day. Like, a lot of men seem to, like, have kids and they can go off and, like, think the mother can take care of it or she can handle it, and they're really not there. They're there, but they're not there, if you know what I'm saying.
And these kind of man, and not even just these kind of man, the mans that just don't turn up at all, make it so hard for fathers like us, you know, like, because
You got hard work.
we get the stick for it, like, not necessarily like the mother of our children give us a stick, but just women in general. Like, I've gone multiple places where I've heard a woman just slag off men in general because she's had a bad experience with her baby father.
And her friends had the same
experience. Like, all men
and
are
her sister and
all men are piece of shits. Like, they run off and don't leave. Not all men, because I've always been present in my child's life. So it's just kind of like that stereotype it just needs to
break that.
Yeah, it needs to change as well, man. You can't just Like, it's like me turning around and saying, because when I was younger, like, experiences I had with a girl was way too easy, weren't a challenge, so every girl's like that. You know, it's just not that. You know what I mean? So we just got to change our mindset on that.
Yeah, man, break the narrative, man.
100%.
There's a lot of good dads out here. There's a lot of people not just providing, but they're giving their child time, and time is a precious thing.
Yeah.
I think that as any parent, putting time into your child is the main thing. They don't really care about all the materialistic things.
Yeah.
It's the time they love.
Yeah, because like it's something I put up on our Instagram the other day. A truly rich man is one whose children run into his arms even when his hands are empty.
Yeah.
Take that in. You know what I mean?
100%.
And then speaking of the Instagram, if you don't know, get to know. We're on Instagram. The account is DPOV _podcast. So yeah, give us a follow and keep up to date with things that we're going to be coming with still, because we've got a lot to cover. We can't cover everything in one episode still. So
yeah, leave your comments, your views. You know, we'd love to hear from it. Love to hear from you. Love to hear what you know. If there's any subjects you want,
we want to hear. We want to hear Dad's point of view. That's what we want to hear about this subject and any other future subject that we have. So and we will, like I said, be having other fathers coming on here, speaking about their experience and their views on certain subjects. And yeah, I did want to say every week we will also hit on like a celebrity topic when it concerns fathers and that, because obviously no matter who you are, what kind of riches you have or lifestyle you have, still a father. So there's a lot of things that I've seen in the social media concerning celebrities with their fathers, like one being Kanye West.
Yeah.
Kanye West and with the Kardashian situation. Now I've been keeping a bit up with, I don't keep up with the Kardashians, I more keep up with Kanye still. Yeah. And what I've seen, at first people used to brand this guy as a bit crazy, and even me seeing certain things, I'm like, whoa, it's a bit mad in a sense. But
definitely,
I'm a Gemini and he's a Gemini, so there's certain things I get with him. And then after seeing his documentary on the Netflix, if you ain't watched it, watch it. It's a good watch. Got to get a better insight about him and how his mind works and why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
And one thing I can say, a father, like I said, if a father is present and wants to be present in the kid's life, that's a success there. Like for me as a father as well, like no matter what, he wants to be a part of his kids' lives. Don't know, I'm not gonna say I agree with everything the way he handles it, but I think one thing that I can take of being a father, we learn. It's a learning process. We're still learning. I'm still learning up 100%. To now. Like my 5-year-old is still teaching me things. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But I think with that situation, there was one thing that I saw, and I think it was when the texts got leaked between him and that Pete guy.
Yeah. That
Pete Davidson, and in that text, I saw obviously them rabbiting back and forth, but I think there was a bit where Kanye said, "Where are you now?"
Yeah.
And Pete Davidson's reply was, "In bed with your wife," and a picture. Now, straight away, me as a father, the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, I'm going to be a bit pissed, yeah? Like, that's cheeky. That is very cheeky.
Be honest, you want to storm around there.
Yeah, and just fix man for it. But, like, being a grown-up about it and handling it in this situation, I think the first thing I would have done is address Kim. And I would have said, I don't know if you knew he did this, but now it's leaked out and you know he's done this.
Yeah.
Is this the kind of man that you want around our kids that are putting up pictures about in bed with their mum, like it's some clout thing? Like I felt like it was really disrespectful in that sense. Like keep it between the beef between you and the adults in it. Like don't even bring Kim in it. Like
you know,
do you know what I'm saying? Because it's just bare disrespectful. And I think their kids are at that age now. Like they can Google things. Like and I'm sure
will see things as they grow up.
One of the daughters have already got TikTok anyway, so she's slightly a part of that social media life. So these things are very hard to hide from the kids. And I'm telling you now, I'm a son to a mother, and if I saw that on the internet, I'm gonna fix that guy myself before even my dad can get to him, because I'm gonna be next to him before him. You know what I'm saying? It's just because it's just mad disrespectful. What do you mean in bed, like, and with your tongue out like it's a trophy. You know what I'm saying? So I think with this parenting thing, celebrities or not, you've got to try and have some common ground and never let other people get involved.
Yeah.
You can have a mediator if things are too crazy in a sense, but never have people getting involved to that extent.
Especially if it's like if it's a mother and father and you're just a partner of the mother, it's better to
Stay
just
out of it.
let her handle the situation, but she's been handling it before you.
Way before you came in,
Exactly. So let her continue to handle the situation. You can obviously have your points, you know, you could say something if she confides in you, wants to sit down and talk, but I would say just stay out of it, you know.
Because the deeper scale of it is that when you have a kid with someone, if you are part of that kid's life, that you two as adults are going to be a part of each other's lives for life, because that your kids are going to have kids, so you're going to have grandchildren. Like, they're all going to always have parties and stuff like that. So you're always going to be a part of each other's life in some sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So got to find some common ground and try and
men as well. Men have got to do better, especially like that Pete, for example. There's many different Petes out there who, you know, meet a woman and then, you know,
Pete's.
Yeah, there's many
we're calling these men Pete's.
Yeah, because they will come through, they'll meet a mother with a child and so on, and then they start trying to like, you know, like get one up on the child's dad.
Yeah,
like they need to stop all of that stuff. Like, don't care how much money you make or whatever. Like, the child loves his dad. Let the dad love his child. You know, there's no like trying to get up on the dad to make yourself look better. Like, or try out buy them in clothes or something.
That's what I want. That's what I want to say there. Like, how would you? And this is for anyone who's listening to this as well. Like, come on the Instagram and share your view. How would you feel if you're not with the mother of your children anymore, and a new guy comes involved and he's got money, probably more money than you in a sense, and he buys your children's love, like in the sense of like always buying them crepes, latest computer games, the computers, consoles, clothes, like just outdoing you in every angle when it comes to materialistic things. Because we know, one thing I do know as well, kids can be bought.
Yeah.
Easily. How would you feel about that situation, and how would you handle it? Like, because I think me personally, the first thing I would say to the mother of my children would be, how would you feel if a woman came and done all the things that you normally do, but do it more than you, in a sense where the kids are basically breading her now, and all the time when they come back home, they're like, yeah, whatever, Susie bought me this and that, oh, she's great, man, because
women are going to be the first to say, I don't want that woman around my child.
Because you know what as well, the easiest thing about being someone who comes into a relationship where that child's not theirs, they could be the nicest guy in the world, because they don't have to be the dad telling them off. They could be the guy who just listens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that child becomes a good friend to that guy if he plays it smart. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, me personally, I don't agree with it. Like, yeah, when it comes to birthdays and Christmas, you want to buy my youth something, but just know that we've got a list and I'm covering this one. Like, my son wants a laptop, like, that's the biggest present he wants, in a sense. That's me. That's me to handle now.
Yeah.
Like, no one else needs to come true and do that, because I've always done that in a sense with my kids. I always buy them the best presents.
100%.
You got to do that. Like, it's just natural. Like, you do that. So if the next man comes true and like my son says he wants that laptop, that Mac Pro, and this guy goes and buys it without communicating with me or the mum, that's a no-no, man.
Yeah.
That's a no-no. Like, go and buy him the discs to upload on that Mac or something, or, you know what I'm saying, go and buy him a screen protector or something that can clean the laptop, but don't be buying him the laptop. That's daddy's role there and that. Do You know,
100%. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
yeah,
I think we need more like guys putting in good words and doing the good roles. Like even if you're with her mother, and she's finding it difficult to with her ex-partner or the baby father or something, don't sit there and just take the woman's side because it's your woman. Like, listen to what the problem actually is, and you might be able to actually give her some insight into like better communicating. That way, it's nice for everybody. Because I've met women in my time who's going through it with their baby father, and I don't take her side. I'll tell her if she's doing something wrong. I'll say like, nah, let him see the child, man. At the end of the day, like, if he wants to see his child, let him do it. And
because kids, like, especially, I know the first time I started proper remembering things, I was about 5 years old.
Yeah.
So it's normally around them times your kid is clued on and will remember things. So you've got to be really careful on how you talk and approach situations, and how you even talk about the father.
Because it all reflects on the kids at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Whether it's now or it's later, like, try to keep a bond with the father so the kids can have a bond with their father. It's not for you to be actually running out there like, oh, I need you to come and play a daddy. Like, I'm not saying that, but if you can help where it can keep the bond between your kids strong, then do it, because it's for your child. Everyone's got to do for their child at the end of the day. Decisions are best for your child, so make the right decisions for your child, not for your benefit. It's your child's benefit at the end of the day. And I feel like a lot of parents don't even think of their child first. It's whatever is good for them. Oh, I don't want to see him, so he can't be in my child's life. Yeah, and that's wrong.
That's the wrong way to go about it, man. Because like I said, every child, in a sense, needs their father, man. And it's and cause I say that, I'm really disappointed when men decide to walk away from it. And some men's excuses could be, she's crazy, man. Like, I don't want nothing to do with her. All right, cool, but she weren't crazy enough to sleep with her. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was all good at that moment, but now you've brought out another life in this world. Like, as crazy as she is, there's ways to work around getting to see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to deal with her, even if she makes life hard. Maybe you just have to bite the bullet. Like text. You know them ones, like text every day saying, I would like to see my child every day. Screenshot it, like something. Keep receipts, because one day that child is probably gonna come looking for you. And if that child comes looking for you and you ain't got no receipts, like, or to back up, and she's been feeding him that, your dad never wanted anything to do with you and this and that, he might just, as soon as you open that door, he might just bang you in your face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
So, but if you got that receipts to go, look, son, like, I tried, like, 18 years of trying. Like, it's gonna look bad on her. It's gonna look very bad on her, because I know, like I say, I'm a son already myself. So if my dad was missing for 18 years and I'm bare angry about it, like, where's this guy gone? He didn't give a crap about me. He's got a new life of kids here, there, and everywhere, whatever. And then when I do find him, and then he comes to me and goes, look, son, this is what I've been trying to do for 18. It's basically like, like when you're self-employed, keep your receipts, innit? Because when the tax man comes for you, if you ain't got nothing to back it up, then you're finished. So it's the same with this. Like, keep your receipts, because your child is going to maybe one day come looking for you. And
majority of the time, the child's going to come.
And majority of the time, women that are scorned or pissed will turn around without thinking and say to the kid, your dad left me for another woman, he's got kids elsewhere, he don't care about you,
Yeah.
But like I say, you got to back yourself up. You got to back yourself up in some way, because like I was saying, there's a few scenarios that I know, like,
loads.
And I'm not even gonna, loads. That's what I mean. So episode by episode, we'll get through them. But yeah, it's a sticky one still. If you don't back up, if you don't have your receipts, man. I think that's a title. Keep receipts.
100%, man.
Did you watch the Oscars last?
Yeah, What, Will Smith?
Actually, you definitely watched yours because you was the first one to catch wind of it still.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up Uncle Will Smith still and his family. He's a father.
Yeah.
And that scenario with
Jada.
not even Jada.
Oh, Chris.
There's mixed views on it in a sense because
It's a touchy subject.
it's a touchy
innit?
subject because on one hand it's like, man can't be just chatting shit about my wife like this and think it's okay. But then on the other hand, it's like, this is part of the world that you're in and being in. So in a sense, he could have handled it better in a sense of like, didn't have to be physical.
Yeah.
Could have still told, man, keep my wife's name at your mouth. Like, that could have still been done.
100%.
And no one could tell him anything because man's still backing up his wife, innit? But I think after a couple of weeks of like thinking about that sometimes when it's getting brought up again, I kind of looked at it as like,
Will snapped, man.
he snapped, but
He
what
snapped.
was the reason for his snap? I really think like everyone made it about the two men,
Yeah.
but why is the woman coming out smelling the roses in this? Because I
She
know for a
definitely
fact,
put her input into
you know,
this.
you know what I saw from it, bro. You see when he was sitting there and Chris Rock made this joke, yeah. When the cameras went to him and his wife,
Yeah.
Will was laughing at first,
yeah.
because it was a joke, yeah. But the look that she gave kind of gave man that pressure of like, I need to do something.
Address
and
this.
you know what I got from that? You know, in a scenario like, I don't know any people that watch EastEnders anymore, but I see a storyline with this guy called Gray, the one who killed Chantel and that, the wife and that. And he was the guy in the suit, smiled, everyone loved him. Oh, Gray's such a great guy and this and that. But when he gave Chantel that certain look, yeah, she changed her characters and like
Humbled up
or
quick.
done something out of her character in a sense, like
Just to please him.
I'm not saying that Jada Pinkett's a man beater or anything, yeah, but she's got some sort of power over him where I felt like if that was me and I'm him and I ended up doing that because of some look that she gave me, I feel like I would have rather go and smack this guy in his mouth than deal with what I got to deal with when I get home.
Yeah.
That's what I got from that, like, and she's kind of like,
There's even after he smacked him, yeah, and he's walking back to go and take his seat, and Chris Rock's like, "Oh, Will just smacked the out of me, yeah." She was in the crowd and she gave her a little laughing like gesture, you know. She giggled about that.
Right, yeah, good.
So like, yeah, she feels in power, innit? Like her man's just walked up and slapped him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a Jada Pinkett fan, to be fair. I was when I was younger.
When she was off and set it off,
yeah, and set it off and all of them days. But after getting to hear all these things that come out like on that red table, the entanglements and stuff like that, I was just thinking, hold on, man, because when it's a man, you take it as this is Will that did this now, yeah, and Willow's friend had a drug problem.
They would be cancelling him.
What you wait? So you took your daughter's friend in the house, basically groomed her because you was help healing her, and then all of a sudden you're having some sort of affair with her. Like that sounds like a kind of cancel talk for man.
They would have cancelled him. They would have cancelled him.
But she still gets this kind of appraisal, I get kind of frustrated at these things. Like when I say, what? How comes it's okay for her to do this? But
Shoe on the other foot.
Shoes on the other foot. Yeah, it just wouldn't work that way. Is it fair to say I feel like she's a bit of a narcissist?
No, I feel you on that.
Like that person that's got the match, likes to fire, but then puts their hands up like that. It weren't me.
Yeah.
I kind of get that with her still, and
like just looking at Will as a character, you know, you've seen him grow over the years.
he looks like a broken man.
He's
now,
a broken
like
man.
something going on deep behind in them closed doors,
Definitely.
man. Because when he was growing up, he was the life of the party.
He was Will Smith.
Will Smith.
You know, the funny guy. He's not the funny guy no more. He's a broken guy, like going through all.
He's quite serious these days, slapping guys and on TV and that. He's
And Jada Smith has definitely had great input into the character Will Smith is today.
Yeah.
You know, 100%, you know, the things what has happened and whatnot. And up until now, up until Chris Rock Will Smith has basically held it up well.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, from August, man should have went crazy.
You mean August the month or August the guy?
No, not the guy. From then, he should have went crazy. And most man would. And he still held it down. From then, even though, you know, he took all the backlash, you got to think all the memes.
So who do you think, would you be mad at August or mad at her?
I'm going to be mad at her still.
Because he's young, isn't it?
He's young. He's just doing his thing. A man's doing being a man, innit? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you can't knock a man for being a man, like you put 99% of man in that situation, they're going to go through, innit? Let's be 100.
Yeah. And I just think as well, like, that's another thing for her is really disrespectful to the father of your child. By,
100%.
By doing that in your household, basically, because you was basically
friend.
doing it in a household.
His friend.
Yeah.
Like, and that's no respect to your kids there. That's as a parent, you know?
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, you know, like, this just becoming a mother or a father thing, it's not a fashion. Yeah. Like, your decisions, what you do in life from then is going to have some effect on your kids. So you can't be running around and think, I can just have Tom, Dick and Harry coming through. That's not showing your kids anything good about you, you know? And your kids will grow up to despise you on that.
Yeah.
So think about the decisions you make, you know, when like, it's let's put it this way, like, you can do things, but you don't have to have your kids involved. Yeah. Like, if you want to link Tom, Dick and Harry, go for it, but don't let your son see or your daughter see Tom, Dick and Harry coming through your house.
Go to that hotel, or you go to his yard if the situation's better, or just go out on dates or whatever and that. But don't bring your kids in way too soon. Anyway, that's a definite advice thing. Don't do that. You don't want your kid looking at you sideways in a sense. And
definitely.
Another thing that we put up on our Insta was a quote. A good father is one of the most unsung, unpraised, unnoticed, and yet one of the most valuable assets in our society.
100%. I don't get enough credit.
That's the few good ones.
The few good ones don't get enough credit.
And the thing is as well, it shouldn't even have to be a credit thing. It should be like, because that's our duty and our responsibility. Exactly. But where so many men have let us down as fathers, it's like we have to try and get that credit now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to work 10 times hard. We're a rare species. We're a rare species.
And it shouldn't be like that. That's why it's not just the women. Man have to address the men. You need to make sure you step up as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I got female like, even like the female family members that I have, like, if they've got a situation where they got a man and they in with the man, but they've had kids with the man, I ain't gonna have no problem, because as long as they're looking after their youths or being involved in their youth's life, job done in my sense. Like, it's as long as you're doing that, doesn't matter about you and the other adult. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just do better. Like,
do better.
Some 100%. Of you men out there that might even like having a kid now and you don't want to be with the girl and that, like, I'm not gonna say necessarily bred her, but be smart with it. Mm-hmm. Don't lie to her and say, I wanna be with you, but like, try, like, make her see sense on how better it would be if you was involved in your child's life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some women are really hard to break, but you've got to try. And speaking of new parents, big up Tony and Charlene for their newborns, Mason and Carter, twins. Congratulations. Newbies.
Welcome to the parent life.
Yeah, I mean, glad to be an uncle again. I'm glad I'm just the uncle of twins, not a father of twins still, because that's a... Yeah, but they're doing well, man, and I'm proud of that. I knew they'd be good parents anyway, because, they're just like that. So, congratulations once again.
Another quick thing I would say as well, to the man them, like, and you got friends, because we've all got friends who you see and think, they can do a lot more for their youths. Then tell them. Don't just sit there and just watch it. Yeah, tell them. Like, that's the realest you can be.
Yeah.
You know, turn around and say, like, bro, I'm not going to lie, you know, you could do a bit more, or you could have come like this. It would save the arguments.
Because you know what, saying that, my circle of friends all have their kids in their lives,
Yeah.
But the ones that I've had friends that I saw that they weren't really stepping up to the plate, and I can't keep them kind of people around me.
100%.
Like, I can't, because I can't respect it. Like, I remember when you first told me you was expecting, basically, and then the day that, I think a day or day two after you had your boy, man come round with a bottle of Moe, like celebrate that, because
celebrate
like welcome to the father club, because it's a great thing, like it's such a great thing, and men need to like celebrate it instead of running away from it. You know what I'm saying? It's such a blessing. It's such a blessing.
100%.
Because now and you know what it is? It's like you've got a second chance of like the mistakes you made, in a sense. Like my mistakes in a sense is like, I wish I knew about credit when I was younger, because I would have took so much more advantage of credit. Now with my kids, it's that now. I know like you're clean, credit's good in a sense. Like as soon as you turn legal age, right? We need to give you
structure,
your phone bill, like something simple like that. Your phone bill, and in your name, pay it out for a year, maybe 2 years, and that. Get a job, 3 months, three months pay slip. Your credit boosting up. Now your kid can get a loan to start a business, even get a yard, mortgage, anything like. And that's without having to do with the struggle of just grinding for years, because everyone gets the same chance. Credit.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just the mindset at the end of the day. You need to, install on your child. Like, make sure they know where they're going with life, man, and keep it disciplined,
Definitely.
Disciplined is a big part in it. Let them know that if they're going to start something, finish it, and don't be scared to take the risk, Don't be scared to take a chance.
There's no reward without risk, man.
So definitely, as parents, definitely install the mindset you wish you had as a younger person,
Yeah.
I wished like I had the mind that I did when I was 16, because I would have achieved so much more.
Yeah.
So I make sure I install that in my child every day, and try and push him from one step to another till, he's on his own 2 feet, and I'm confident that I've done everything in my power to get him to where he is.
Yeah.
Especially as growing up as a child and becoming into an adult, like I never had no parent to put me on, or to put me into situations or show me anything like that. Other than my mum, obviously my mum showed me everything she possibly can. But from my father's point of view, he wasn't about for me to watch, really, like see how he grafted or how he brought in money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I never had that. So it came to a stage when, I was learning off the people who are around me. There's only so much a mummy can show you.
Yeah, it can't be a mum and a dad.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I start looking from structure from other people, and it's not always good structure what's coming, Because you might meet up with some people who's just bummy, and that can start rubbing off onto you, You start thinking that's the life. When really, you put yourself around go-getters, you're going to end up a go-getter yourself.
That's it. You put yourself around people that just want to stay on their ass and be broke, then more likely that's what you're going to do, because you're around them.
100%.
You got to change the mindset, man.
So it's definitely a mindset thing, And obviously the environment, you got your child around. Like, everything's a big influence on kids. You got to understand social media, friends, school, everything. And as much as kids are spending a lot of time with you, they're spending a lot of time away. Yeah. So they're picking up influences and new things every day. Hey. So, take that into account. You got to, stay on top of the social brainwashing, I would call it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Keep your child on the right path.
They're so exposed to so much more than we was, in a sense. Us growing up, man, we only saw what was on the TV, or if you was into reading newspapers and all of that, bro. Or seeing things like face value, because now you can type in. That's how dangerous it is. In that any kid can go onto YouTube, and if they're smart enough, make their own account and lie and say they was born in this certain time, so now they can see the things that they're not supposed to see. Like it's just that dangerous out here, man. So you need to really kind of monitor. Like my little one, he's always like, the thing is, kids like 4 or 5 years old, majority of kids I know have got iPads.
100%.
Yeah, and they're stuck on that iPad.
I think my son had one for me. It was like 3, you know.
And they know how to use it. Like, it's not even like they've just got an iPad and you put something on for it. They know how to find their stuff. Like, it's crazy.
100%.
And there's times when I was like sitting, relaxing, and I'd hear some next things coming from that iPad now, like some swear words and this and that. So I'm like, yo,
what's all that?
What's all that? And the thing is, he would know because he's looking at me with the side eye like, did my dad just hear that?
Yeah.
Like, I'd have to remind him, none of that. You have to lock all of that off, man. Like, go back to Peppa Pig or Alvin and the Chipmunks or something.
Something, yeah. Definitely. Like, there's too much out here now to help raise your child because that's what it's doing. Yeah. And people start relying on these sources as well. What's not good, you need to put more into your child. All that, just giving them an iPad to shut them up so you can go and chat on the phone. Like, think twice about
seriously, because you away for even 20 minutes, a lot. They could see a lot in 20 minutes, you know.
Trust me.
A lot. I guarantee every parent now that lets their kid just be on their iPad freely, I beg you go and look in that history. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell me what you find, because I'm sure it's not going to all be PG rated. Like,
there's a lot of things on YouTube, for example. Let's take YouTube. Like, there's a lot of kid shows and all of that, and in the kid shows, they start showing how to be bad behaved.
Yeah.
And then parents are struggling to figure out, why is my child doing this? Why has she got this attitude, or he? Why do they keep crying for everything? That it's because YouTube's showing them that.
Yeah.
The kids on YouTube start crying and they get their way.
Yeah.
So it starts rubbing off into your kid. This is what they're watching, you know, and they think, oh, let me try this and see if it works. And if they're successful, you know, they're going to just add that and they're going to watch something else and see something else and try that.
Look at our generation. Our generation was like watching things like Tom and Jerry, a cat trying to beat up a mouse and the mouse always just getting one over on him. Like, it was just beef. Always beef. Like, we're just watching beef. Like with everything. Like, even Popeye, spinach, beef. Like, it was nothing really. There was positives in it, but when you now look at it, like, there was even things that are references in there. Like, if you watch it now as an adult, you'll be like, rah, is that what they was talking about?
Yeah, a lot of things go over kids' heads. Obviously, they make cartoons designed so kids and adults can watch it. So they're always going to put adult jokes in there to keep the adults entertained, because the kids are watching it, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but take that into account. Like, there's a lot of subliminal messaging going on in all kinds of programs, especially with the kids. It's in the kids, it's the worst.
Yeah.
You got a question like, why, you know, they're going so hard to brainwash your kids, you know, because they want them to grow a certain way. You got to break that cycle, you know, put more into our kids now.
Yeah,
you know, you know, take your kids out more. Stop, you know, just thinking to just leave them in front of a screen. Yeah, it's got them quiet, you know.
It's got them quiet for a reason. Yeah. You don't know what reason it is yet,
like,
though.
Interact with your child, definitely.
Here's one. A father said to his son, "Be careful where you walk." The son responded, "You be careful. I'll walk in your footsteps."
100%.
Take that in.
100%. You see, all right, my son, his character is my twin. Yeah. 100%. Everything I do, he does it.
What did he say to you a couple of weeks ago? He sent a video. He had a picture of looking like he's all dripped off, like looking swagged off and that. And then
I had to ask him, who do you think you are?
Man responded to him, "I think I'm you."
Yeah. So that's, you know, prime example. I had to laugh and tell him, good answer. Yeah, this is the truth. Like,
they mirror us, man.
We're their superheroes. Yeah. You know,
we're supposed to be out there superheroes. So a man can't just throw away his cape when things get a bit tough. You know,
you gotta you like. Everything you do, your child is gonna do it. It's a mad, you know, like what they say, goes around, comes around. Definitely, you know.
The only thing I would say is that sometimes you've seen this, because a father was no good to his son. When his son becomes a father, he's the total opposite because of that life he saw. Like, no,
I'm a prime example of that.
Yeah, my dad had nothing to do with me in a sense, but I'm gonna make sure I have everything to do with my son.
100%.
That happens a lot.
That gave me the drive. I'm telling you, it's like, I'm gonna break this cycle.
Yeah,
it gave me that drive because I didn't want that life for my son. I know what it was like. No way am I repeating that. No way.
No, 100.
You know what I'm saying?
100. So there is a positive out of that in a sense that that father not being present in that child's life could make him become a better father himself, or you could be the cause of him following down your footsteps and just doing exactly the same thing you did, and then you're just gonna have a family tree of, you ain't even gonna have a family tree because the dads are not present. You won't even know the side of your other family and that, man. So back to the point of our topic for this episode. Make sure you get your name on that birth certificate, man. It's very important. Number one, birth certificate.
Definitely, man. You definitely want to be able to play your part, you know, from your child's born. So getting yourself on that birth certificate just helps you to give you some rights, you know. It's not going to give you, like, the biggest thing in the world.
It's going to give you a foot in the door.
100%. And after that, it's just being in your child's life, you know. It's just giving your child that time and investing yourself into him or her. So once that's there, there's nothing more. A mother can't break a bond with their father, in it. That's one thing. So you just got to make sure you install that bond.
Yeah.
Because no matter what happens, your child is always going to come looking for you. They're always going to love their father. No matter what happens between you and the mother, you know, you could be together today, you could break up tomorrow, but your child will love you forever.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
In mind, definitely. And like I said, once again, shout out to all the fathers out there that are representing, holding it down for their kids.
Yeah, big up yourselves each and every time.
Trust me. Like,
you know, the good ones. You know, we need more of us, man. Like, you know.
Because anyone can be a father, but it takes a special man to be a dad, man.
100%, man. 100%.
So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed our first episode. This is brand new for us as well, so
definitely
bear with us and that. But
still learning.
So, like, obviously we'll see through the comments and everything what people thought and what they would like us to touch on, like topics. Any fathers that have got anything that we should touch on?
And this is a platform for the fathers to talk. So, dads out there, come through and comment.
We want your point of view.
We want your point of view. This is what it's about. It's a platform for us to speak now. You know, women have been doing this. Yeah. This is their thing. Women love to chat.
It's time to get out.
So let's chat now. Let's start talking now, innit? Like, let's talk up from dad's point of view, you know? Yeah. So don't be shy, man.
Follow us on the social, DPOV, that's DPOV _podcast on the Instagram. We'd like to, big up all the followers that we have so far as well. And I hope you look forward to, I hope you enjoy our first episode. Take care, stay blessed, and keep doing that parental thing, man.
Peace.